Venezuela warns the world. Its skies are armed with 5,000 Russian missiles. Maduro dares Washington to test him. While US F-35s, B-52s and elite Night Stalker helicopters circle just 90 miles offshore. The Caribbean is a chessboard, and every move could spark open conflict. Maduro or Washington? Who blinks first? It began with a defiant declaration from Caracas. In a live, nationally televised address surrounded by his top generals, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro looked directly into the cameras and issued a stark warning to Washington.
Every military force in the world is aware of the power of the Igla-S, and Venezuela has deployed no fewer than 5,000 Igla-S in key air defense positions to ensure the peace, stability, and tranquility of its people. More than 5,000. Those who understand, understand. Let no one mess with Venezuela because we don't mess with anyone.
Maduro was referring to a vast cache of Russian-made Igla-S short-range surface-to-air missiles, man-portable launchers designed to take down low-flying aircraft. The figure he cited, 5,000 missiles, stunned analysts and regional observers alike. If accurate, it represents one of the largest single deployments of such weapons anywhere in the world. According to the Venezuelan leader, these shoulder-fired systems have been positioned across every mountain, every village, every city, forming what he called an impregnable homeland, ready to counter what he described as a looming US threat. The announcement came as the United States ramped up its military presence in the Caribbean, deploying stealth aircraft and naval assets near Venezuelan waters. Washington insists the operation is part of a counter-narcotics campaign targeting drug trafficking routes from South America to the US mainland. But Caracas sees it differently. Maduro's government has accused Washington of staging a dress rehearsal for regime change, an invasion disguised as an anti-drug mission. Over the past month, US Navy ships have intercepted and destroyed at least 8 vessels it claimed were smuggling narcotics from Venezuela. Venezuelan officials say these attacks violate international law and risk igniting a regional war. The Pentagon, for its part, has told Congress that the US is now in armed conflict with Latin American drug cartels, groups it has officially designated as terrorist organizations. The new doctrine allows the US military to treat suspected smugglers as unlawful combatants, enabling targeted strikes without traditional legal oversight. Human rights observers have condemned the policy, warning that summary killings of suspected traffickers, even those involved in criminal activity, remain illegal under international law. Tensions have rippled across the region. Colombia, one of Washington's closest allies, has recalled its ambassador after a heated exchange between its leftist president, Gustavo Petro, and Donald Trump. Petro accused the US of destabilizing Latin America, while Trump shot back that his administration was cleaning up the hemisphere. In Washington, Trump struck a triumphant tone, boasting that US operations had drastically reduced sea-based drug trafficking, and hinting at a willingness to extend those strikes inland. It's a dangerous escalation, one that has Latin America on edge. Barely few hours after Maduro's televised speech, Washington struck again. US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth confirmed that 2 alleged narco-trafficking vessels were destroyed in separate operations on the Pacific side of Latin America, killing 5 people. The first strike occurred on October 21st in international waters off the Colombian coast, killing 2. The second came a day later, reportedly near Ecuador, killing 3 more. In a post on X, Hegseth described the targets as vessels operated by a designated terrorist organization and claimed they were known by American intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotics smuggling.
Today, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War carried out yet another lethal kinetic strike on a vessel operated by a designated terrorist organization. Yet again, the now deceased terrorists were engaged in narco-trafficking in the Eastern Pacific. These strikes will continue, day after day. These are not simply drug runners. These are narco-terrorists bringing death and destruction to our cities. These DTOs are the Al-Qaeda of our hemisphere and will not escape justice. We will find them and kill them until the threat to the American people is extinguished.
Hegseth also released dramatic footage showing boats speeding across open waters before being engulfed in explosions. In one video, floating debris and black smoke mark the aftermath. In another, white parcels, presumably narcotics, drift across the waves. These were the 8th and 9th such strikes since last month, bringing the total death toll to at least 37. The first 7 occurred in the Caribbean Sea. This week's expansion into the Pacific signals a new phase in what Trump calls the global war on narco-terror. As one senior official told the Wall Street Journal, the president sees this as Reagan versus Gaddafi, only this time the fight's closer to home. For seasoned military observers, the most telling sign that Washington is preparing for more than maritime skirmishes came not from ships or submarines, but from the sky. In recent weeks, locals along Venezuela's northern coast have reported sightings of US helicopters, small, fast, and flying low. Intelligence sources later confirmed that these belonged to the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, better known as the Night Stalkers. Created in 1981, the elite US Army helicopter unit has been involved in some of the most daring missions of the modern era, from the 1993 Black Hawk Down operation in Somalia to raids against Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, and the 2011 mission that killed Osama bin Laden. Their motto: "Death waits in the dark."
I honestly think these people are the best rotor-wing pilots in the world. They are the Formula One drivers of aviation.
The Night Stalker's presence in the Caribbean, alongside F-35 stealth fighters and B-52 bombers, has triggered alarm across the region. Officially, their deployment is part of joint training operations related to the counter-narcotics mission. Unofficially, many analysts see it as a preparation for possible direct action inside Venezuelan territory. Donald Trump has not exactly hidden his intentions. Last week, speaking to reporters outside the White House, he confirmed authorizing covert CIA operations within Venezuela and said bluntly that Maduro doesn't want to f*** around with the United States. Since September, US missile strikes have reportedly killed at least 27 people in the Caribbean, mostly in what Washington describes as narco-terror operations. But with elite US aviation units now operating just 90 miles off Venezuelan shores, the confrontation is edging closer to open conflict. As the rhetoric intensifies and the deployments grow bolder, Latin America is watching nervously. Venezuela's skies are now bristling with Russian-made missiles. US warships patrol the surrounding seas. And in the shadows, America's most secretive pilots wait for orders. Whether this brinkmanship leads to deterrence or disaster may depend on what happens next in the dark skies over the Caribbean.